Greetings, fellow action figure connoisseurs, and welcome to another episode of Digital Caveman Presents G.I. Joe Tuesday. I, as always, am your host, the Digital Caveman, and today I will be presenting you with the Hasbro Pulse exclusive G.I. Joe Classified Series number 67, the Deluxe Packed Snow Job. Let's get into it! Let's start things off with a look at the packaging. And here we have on the top flap, 4 and up, plastic-free packaging. Except they've been glued. Warning! Don't stick things in your pie hole that do not belong there. Of course, peg hook hole. And on the very top, G.I. Joe Classified Series. And of course, the G.I. Joe is embossed on there, but not the Classified Series. Nice digital render of the accessories. And then a nice photograph of the figure. And then some nice artwork, snow job. And then G.I. Joe Classified Series again. The G.I. Joe is embossed, but not the Classified Series. G.I. Joe Snow Job. And the G.I. Joe logo. And Hasbro print on the bottom. Plastic-free packaging, just in case you forgot from when we talked about it before. Except they've been glued. And then small, fine, legalese, made in China print, symbols I'm not going to learn, and a barcode. Then on this side we have a larger piece of that nice snow job artwork there. G.I. Joe Classified Series number 67. Then on this side, G.I. Joe logo. The artwork of snow job again, number 67. And here's the QR code if you want to scan that to look up his stats or file card or whatever they're calling it these days. And then at the bottom of it is a very small picture of his skill set and the fact that he's G.I. Joe. And then these stripes carry around from the front there, embossed also, in case I didn't say that before. Now on the back, number 67, G.I. Joe. G.I. Joe Snow Job. Then there's nice digital renders all over the back here. He's 6.5 inches or 166 millimeters tall. He comes with all those accessories and again, his skill set. Attention! Don't stick things in your French pie hole that do not belong there. Parents, GIJoe.com! Warning, attention, Octoon, don't stick anything in any language pie hole that does not belong there. And don't give it to baby. Small, fine, legalese made in China print. This thing, Hasbro print, and that, my friends, is a look at the packaging. Let's take a look at the figure and his accessories, and there's a ton of them. And here we have handy dandy tweezers, my friends, to help us take a look at all this stuff. Here is the alternate head that looks like stupid tweezers. Really reminds me of that old G.I. Joe Adventure Force from the 70s, the 12-inch figures with the flocked hair. That really reminds me of that look, but this is totally snow job. And of course, with this head comes a down hood. So that works together. You put this around his neck and then pop the head on. And I'm not sure if this one works or not. It's quite a tight fit, so I'm going to say no. So there's that. And then here's the up hood that works with the head that comes on the figure. In fact, this comes on the figure out of the box. But it does have some nice molded details. It looks to be all molded and white except for this right here, one little paint app on it. Oh wait, I forgot this stripe. It's got this big stripe right here, paint app on it. So, but it's molded in white, it appears. And this, the fur here, or the liner, actually looks to be a little bit off-white compared to this part of the hood. So, there is that. Here's his sidearm, and I don't think we've seen this one before, but I could be wrong. Nice molded details, all molded in that black plastic. And then here are his polarized goggles. They will not work with this head. The hair is too much. So you have to put it on this one. So, but I really like the polarized look of those lenses. And just nice molded detail here. Mine actually has a little bit of a paint mishap right here, but it's okay. It's not super noticeable. Then here we have his sniper rifle. And I have to say that's a very nice mold. It looks really cool. It does have a port in the end of the barrel to give it access to the muzzle flash effects or blast effects, whatever you want to call them. Nice big scope on here. The ammo magazine actually is removable, and you can see a bullet right there. And you just push that back into place. As far as breaking it down or anything like that, it doesn't do that. Now here's his one of his ski poles. He has two of them. They're both pretty much exactly the same. And it's a ski pole. So what else can you say about it? It is a little flexible, so it's not real hard plastic as most accessories from Hasbro tend to be. And again, like I said, there's two of them. They do both have that nice silver paint app on the end of it to simulate a metal tip. Then we have his skis. There's two of them. They appear to be exactly alike. This is the back. This is the front. Uh-oh, divots. So, but anyway, looks like a ski, I suppose. Not very camouflaged, though, with the colors that are on it. So, but at least it skis. Then he does come with a pair of snowshoes, which these I'm sure will be reused. The skis probably also, I think, on a Snow Serpent. I can't remember if Snow Serpent comes with skis or not. But I know definitely he comes with snowshoes, and I'm pretty sure these are getting reused as that. And you can see in there, it's right, number 2. Post here to go on the foot. The foot slides in, and you post it in. And 2 of those are exactly the same. At least I think they are. They may not be, because this one says left one. So this is the left one, and that's the right one. So, but it does have some nice molded detail on the bottom here they didn't have to put. So, very nice. Now here's his backpack, and every single bit of that, except for the extra head and the down collar, but all the accessory parts between this and the figure himself, it all stores. So, very cool, and we'll get into that in just a minute. And then the last real accessory is the box that all of the accessories come in. It's kind of made to be like a locker snow job. He's number 67. Some nice printed details on these boxes. I still prefer the previous versions of these. They look more G.I. Joe and Cobra-esque to me. Now let's take a look at the figure himself. And I have to say, they did a fairly good job on the head paint and the sculpt. looks pretty cool. He's ready for it to be cold, cold, cold. And then of course we got this paint app here, paint for the beard, printed eyes, and probably eyebrows as well. He's wearing this harness, has this one silver paint app on it here, and you can see on the body it's probably all molded in white plastic, and then these paint apps here, this like grayish, really light gray color. At least that's the way it looks to me. I'm colorblind, don't make fun of handicapped people. And then around the leg cuffs, or the bottom of the pants at least, as well. And then the feet plug in up under here. It's all a separate piece, and it looks to be all molded in color. And then you got some paint apps, and like this is overlay, and there's paint apps on it. The colors do seem to match up. Silver one right there for the buckle. And then the holsters, you know, it's kind of loose, so you can adjust it however, as long as it doesn't fall off. It's got lots of pouches and stuff. Well, let's take a look at his articulation. And the head, like most of the G.I. Joes now, it's like a dumbbell here, and then I don't know if it's a dumbbell or a ball joint or whatever here at the bottom, but allows him to look up that high, down that far. And of course the head, neck, and torso are all separate pieces. He's got some chicken neck. He's got some waggle. He has a really long neck, but it's mostly to accommodate the two collar overlays. So butterfly at the shoulder, goes back that far, forward that far, 360 degree rotation, and let's see, how high does he raise his arm? Bit past 90, so that's pretty good. Cut here at the upper bicep for another, quit turning you, another 360 degree rotation. Double hinged pinless elbow, and it's tight. I did not soak it because I was able to break it free, but I might go back and soak it anyway just to loosen it up a little bit more. So gives you that much bend at the elbow, 360 degree rotation at the wrist, and it's on, what's it on? It's on an up and down hinge, and that goes for this one as well. Cut here where the chest and the abdomen meet, and then another cut here at the waist on a ball joint. I think they're both on ball joints. And in conjunction, those two give him plenty of hula. Leans back that far, leans forward that far. He's got left and right tilt. So that's pretty cool. At the upper one, he doesn't turn much. He turns a little bit, but it gets stuck there. And then at the waist, cut 360 degree rotation. So not bad. He does have that G.I. Joe pull down hinge, and with it pulled down, you move the overlay up a little bit, he can give you the full splits. And the legs are a little thick, so the pull down joint doesn't work as well on Snow Job as it does on some of the other figures. But anyway, he can kick forward that far, not quite 90 degrees. Backwards about a full step. Cut here at the upper thigh for a full 360 degree rotation. Double hinge pinless knee, and it gives you that much bend. And then at up under the pants leg where the boot is, it does give you a 360 degree rotation there. And then at the ankle, down that far, tilts up that far, which is pretty good. And then forward facing pin for rocker. Now let's gear old Snow Job up. First thing I like to do is take the glasses and just fit them on there over his eyes. Try to get it on there around the back of his head real good. And then I'm going to see if I can get this on without popping the head off, and I'm probably not. No. I'm not. So pop the head off. Then you want to feed the head into the hood. And just try to straighten it up as best you can. Especially those glasses. And you can put them up like that or not. Let's see if we can get some handy dandy tweezers in there. Straighten it up just a little bit. So anyway, with these goggles in the hood, you're going to have to play around with it a bit. Because there you can see the goggles aren't even on the head anymore. Around the back at any rate. So let me fix that real quick. Alrighty, here we go, and that's the best I could do quickly. And then you want to make sure that the neck is lined up correctly with the little Adam's apple in the front. Then pop the head on there, gives a nice little satisfying snap. And then just kind of put the edge of the coat over the edge of the hood here at the bottom. And that's about as good as it gets, at least for me. And let's pull that piece of coat overlay. It needs to go back down, doesn't it? Alright, got that straightened up. And this pistol goes right into the holster and it stays in there due to friction, and it's pretty good. It's not super tight, but it's tight enough. Now let's take a look at the rest of the stuff minus the head and the down collar. Now, these straps right here are flexible. I wanted to say at first they were glued on, but they are not. They appear to be molded with the rest of it. And you'll notice they have pegs on them, and they're quite humorous looking. And they go into those ports. And what those straps are for the skis. So when he's not using his skis, you put it under these straps and then you post them back into place. Which when I undo these straps, I have to use the tweezers. I can't get my big old fingers in there to get the pegs loose. Now I pre-loosened those, that's why it looked easy. And again, post to the port. And there you go. His skis are stored. Now next, let's take a look at his rifle. Now it stores right in here, and you can notice there's a hole at the bottom and a hole at the top. No, you can't stick that way. But anyway, the rifle does fit in there, and it fits in there pretty snug. And it goes in there that far, and you can see the barrel is all the way down there at the bottom. But so that was easy to get to. The two ski poles, and you'll notice there's these clips here under or over where the straps strap in over and under them, and those clips are for the ski poles. Now you can put them that way, or you can put them the other way. It doesn't matter, whichever way you prefer to do it. Or maybe it does matter if you ski a lot and you know. Let me know. So that's probably too far down. Yeah, bend it a little bit. So there we go. The final thing we have are the snowshoes, and you've got two little oblong pegs right here, and you got some oblong holes in the snowshoes, and you can put them this way, or you can flip them around the other way if you want. I think it looks better this way, but that's just me. So there you have all the storage you could need for an Arctic dude, except maybe he ain't got a 10 in here. He might need that later. And then, of course, there's the port in his back. Post on the backpack. And there we go. It does tend to make him a little bit back heavy, so just be aware of that. And there you have it, my friends. A look at Snow Job and his accessories. It's time for my favorite part of a review, comparisons. And here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Deluxe Snow Job with the G.I. Joe Classified Series Rock and Roll and the G.I. Joe Classified Series Retro Carded Snake Eyes. And finally, the G.I. Joe Classified Series Timber from the Alpha Commandos 2-pack. Here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Hasbro Pulse exclusive Deluxe Snow Job with a couple of Action Force guys. The Action Force PowerCon 2023 exclusive Swarm Horde Trooper and the Action Force Special Deployment Series Swarm Sentry. For our final set of comparisons, here we have the G.I. Joe Classified Series Deluxe Snow Job with, from the Marvel Legends series, making his cameo appearance, Stan the Man Lee. Our final G.I. Joe Classified Series comparison, the Hasbro Pulse exclusive Regal variant Cobra Commander. From Star Wars The Black Series, the Archive Edition 501st Legion Clone Trooper. And for a 7-inch scale comparison, from the Masters of the Universe Masterverse line, the 40th Anniversary He-Man. For final thoughts on the G.I. Joe Classified Series Hasbro Pulse exclusive Snow Job, Deluxe Snow Job, I guess you could say, is I don't really have many complaints about this figure. I guess the major complaint that I have about him, the only thing that really bothered me about this figure was the difficulty in getting those polarized goggles on his head with the parka hood. And that's really it. And you know, there's one little paint blemish or ding or something on those goggles, and at some angles it does stand out, and so that's a thing too. But other than that, I do think this is a really good entry into the Classified Series for this figure. He is kind of, you know, he's classic yet updated. And the alternate head is great. I love it. I just wish that he'd had a pair of goggles he could wear too. That would have been pretty cool. But, you know, the sculpt on it is great. It looks fantastic. He does have the parka hood down piece so that he doesn't always have to have his hood up. And other than those two pieces, every single piece of equipment that he had stores in that backpack or with the pistol in the holster on his leg. But I mean, and just the amount of accessories that he has, the pistol, the rifle, the skis, the snowshoes, the snow pole or the ski poles, whatever they're called, I'm not entirely sure. And then, you know, the white and the gray, and it just, and again, it's very reminiscent of that original Real American Hero figure, but updated, but not so much that it skews towards the beginning of the Classified Series where it was just, it only skewed toward a Real American Hero a little bit. This one skews much more toward a Real American Hero with just a few modern update tweaks to, I guess, help make it feel fresh. Well, that does it for the review. I hope that you enjoyed it. I enjoyed making it. Only support from viewers like you make this programming possible. Each view does count, and I do appreciate each and every single view that I receive. Thank you, and thank you so very, very much for supporting this channel through viewing. Comment below, like, share, subscribe if you'd like to see more reviews, or just help the channel out further, or both. That's even better. And don't forget to ding that bell so that in the future you will be notified as my new content becomes available. That's a wrap, folks. I'll see you next time.